Your headliner, Mr. Perry Kurtz, everybody. Keep it going. No, you need that high. Come on. Come to the stage.
How about a round of applause for Eddie, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hear it for Eddie. You want to know who to blame. Well, welcome to my portion of the show. Can everybody see me where you're seated? I want to make sure you can see me. All right, I'm visible. Yeah, Liberace's gone, but I got his jacket before they dropped him in there. So, on weekends, I rent myself out as a mirror ball. Let me tell you a little bit about me. First of all, my name is Perry Kurtz. That's Perry. I don't know if anybody remembers Perry Mason, Perry Como, Perry Winkle. My mother uses a medication called Perry Anal Cream. She has to tell me that every time I call her. I'm using Perry Anal Cream. Great, Mom. Great. There's a very famous female pop singer by the name of Katy Perry who said she's a woman, I'm a man. Don't make me prove that. I proved it last week. She looked at it and said, oh, you're Jewish. Okay, any Jews here? Just me and Barry. All right? That's it. Any Jews? It all hold up your jewelry if you're Jewish. That's all right. I did a show and I said, there's any Jews here? And there were like 180 people and they all went. I said, let me guess, any Germans? They all went. I mean, great. Well, I'm driving a Volkswagen. I'm a Jew driving a Volkswagen. When I first got it, I started up and I went, I know nothing! And gas came out of the vent. So, very happy. But my shows are a little bit different than everybody else. I really have no material. I stopped writing many, many years ago. I just talk about my life. Whatever happens, I mean, at any point I can be talking about an older gentleman coming over, pouring some wine right in the front row as I'm talking, completely oblivious to what I'm saying, trying not to spill any, and then he looks around, and then he turns and he starts to go back towards the bar, really slowly checking the room out, and then he turns around and looks at me because I got caught. See, that's what I like to do. Let's have a round of applause for your proprietors, him and lovely wife, behind this place, and allowing us to come in as a group, because some of you are not supposed to be seen together, from what I heard. This front table, you guys are not allowed to be together in public, right? You're on parole, so it's good to have you. It's good to see you back in men's clothes again. I mean that. But, sorry, I have no idea what I'm talking about. See, that's the way it is to me. I got into comedy back in 1974. I've been doing comedy for 41 years. I've never had a day job. This is the only thing I've ever done. And I make money doing this. Now I'm making most of my money entertaining seniors, like 80 years and up. And that's a difficult crowd to work, because a lot of them are in the back of the room snoring. You ever been sleeping on your back and you wake up to a noise, you go, what the hell's that? And you go, oh, that's me, I'm sorry. With the old people, I walk up and I say, hey, I'm 64 years old, I'm not here to entertain you, I'm looking for a place to live. Usually one in the back goes, food sucks here, don't move in, you know, so, but yeah, all my life people told me, you're funny, you should be a comedian, and now I do this for a living, and I'm very happy to be doing this for a living. But my shows are about you. I want you guys to be part of my show, so I'm going to ask you questions, and I need a response. If your answer is yes, you don't have to put your hand up, you don't have to applaud. What I want you to do, if your answer is yes, very simple, make it sound popular in the Deep South. I want you to go, ee-haw! All right, so yeah, women just like it. Women just like to make noise. So on the count of three, everybody go ee-haw as hard and as long as you can. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, somebody's real happy she came. All right, good. First question, how many people are seeing me tonight for the first time? Okay. How many have never seen me before? I confused a couple people. Okay, well, simplify. How many people are here tonight? Yeah. How many don't know where you are? Okay. How many really don't give a shit at this point? See, now I know what I'm working with at least. That's important. How many people are drinking tonight? How many people are already drunk? Again, how many people still don't know? Right, that one lady in the back, the vegan back there. Yeah, I thought it was so great when they were doing jokes about vegans. She's back there getting pissed off. I'm a vegan, you stupid asshole. She didn't say that, but she was thinking. I know you were thinking that. Are you the only vegan, or are there other vegans here? Vegan. See, I'm amazed you had the energy to put your hand up. That's amazing. That's phenomenal. Thanks. There's a string attached to her. Barry pulls and the arm goes up like that. That's great. Oh God. Well, like I said, I am 64 years old, and I'm happy to be alive. It's really weird when you get past 60, you wake up every morning the same way like I do. You wake up and you go, oh, I did it. All right. But I know I'm getting close, because one night I was sleeping and I heard boo, and I opened my eyes and the Grim Reaper's standing over me and he goes, damn it, now I gotta come back. So I know I'm getting close. I'm getting really close. But I also have been married to the same woman for 25 years in a row. And you see, the women are happy. I say in a row, they go, good for you. And the guys are going, and you're still alive? Unbelievable, yeah. I met my wife back in 1990 online in the early days of computer dating. Now, in these days, you can see who you're going out with, who you're talking to. Those days you had to guess that they had a face. You know, you had no idea. And communications were so slow, we didn't have color, we didn't have pictures, we didn't even have, all we had were little black and white letters that were made out of dots that would build themselves dot by dot. That's how slow it was. I would type my name and it would go doot, 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 doot. That was the P alone. By the time my name finished printing on the screen, my wife made a sandwich, ate it, and digested it. So we talked on the phone. We started going out. In those days, I was working out regularly at the Comedy Store. Richard Pryor, some of my best friends that I've known for years were coming down there. Two of my best friends you probably heard of. One guy known as Rodney Dangerfield. He was a dear friend since '82. In 1984, I met Uncle Milty. And anybody hear stories about Uncle Milty? There's stories about him that he was, let's just say, very blessed. Yeah, well, here's the story about Milton, and he told me this himself. Supposedly Milton has the largest, let's just say, manhood in the industry. And he's at a restaurant. Some guy comes up drunk, and Milton's having dinner with his manager guy. Goes, Milt, I'm bigger than you are. I'll bet you $1,000. And Milton goes, just get out of my face. He goes, nah, man, $1,000. I'll bet you. I'll show you. Milt goes, get out of here. And the manager goes, Milt, it's easy money. So the guy gets up, he unzips, pulls it out. And Milton's laughing, and Milton stands up, and his manager goes, Milt, just take out enough to win. Here's a story about Rodney. I was working his club in New York. He used to fly me out there 3 times a year. And he was the most generous man. He would say, don't bring any money, I'm covering everything. And so one time after a show, I was headline, I was doing an hour show, and he would get up and do 20 minutes. And he's a big pot smoker, and I used to smoke a lot of pot. I had to stop about an hour ago. And so he says after the show, hey, let's go outside and smoke a joint. I go, all right. As we're going, he introduced me to this kid, David, who's his new writer. He says, hey, this is my friend David. He's my new writer. He's 18 years old. Say hello. And the guy goes, hi, Mr. Kurtz. Really nice. I love the way you just go off and you don't know what the hell you're saying. I go, yeah, that's what I do. And he goes, you're really funny. And so we go outside, and we're standing there in the alleyways in New York, and there's dumpsters on both sides of the alleyways, and there's rats like the size of Volkswagens out there. Yeah. And Milton takes out a joint, and he lights it up, and says, hey, you know what's fun? I got changes. You know what? I got to pee, and he passes the joint to the kid. And the kid takes it, and he passes to me, and I pass it back, and I said, you know what? I got to pee. So now Milton and I are standing there going on the dumpster. The kid puts a joint down. He starts to go, and he looks at me and goes, this is the best day of my life. Because he was peeing with Rodney. God, I thought that story was going to be really funny tonight. But see, that's what comedy is. Sometimes you get up and say things you think they're funny. Like this, I was thinking about this. You know, we have technology these days where we can set off explosions wherever we want. We can make doors open electronically. You can control your thermostat with your cell phone. Why can't we make things happen like things fall off of buildings? Like set up these little tiny explosions on certain buildings so the one letter falls off? Like on Trump Tower, make the T fall off on all the buildings?
Yes.
Welcome to Rump Tower. All right. I wrote that today. Thank you for the clap.
That was great.
Yeah, see, I don't write anymore. I stopped writing 18 years ago. It's more fun to just talk about real life, you know, like my life. Like, for instance, I said I've been married to the same woman for 25 years in a row. We were going out for about 6 months, and then one day she says, hey, why don't you come out to my house in the valley? I walk in, there's a guy on the couch, there's a little baby girl crawling around, and there's a little boy and the girl in the corner. So, of course, I said, honey, who are these kids? She goes, I guess I forgot to tell you, I have children. And I'm looking at the doors trying to figure out which one's going to get me out of the house faster. You know the old saying, you don't get involved with somebody that has baggage? My wife owns Samsonite.
That's right.
Oh.
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 Oh, we got some groaners. Thank you. Yes, some stock in Samsonite. Is that the problem? All right. So we wound up moving in together, and the kids never really knew their fathers. So after a year and a half, I got everybody a ring, and I put rings on the fingers, and I got down beside the table, and I said, I'd like to ask the four of you to marry me. And they all went yes, except my son, who said, yeah, can we just have dessert now? Those boys are so damn romantic, aren't they? We got married at City Hall. Now, people here that are married, how many people here, again by ES, how many people had a nice wedding? Anybody? 3, 4, 5, 6 people. We got married at City Hall in Los Angeles. City Hall is not as nice as the bathroom here, I swear to God. We walked in there, and I walk up the counter, it's all gray marble, I walk up the counter, I said, hi, we'd like to get married. The guy goes, oh yeah, you like to get married. I said, no, we'd like to get married. He goes, yeah, you get married. I said, can we get married? He said, yeah, we marry you. I said, all right, we want to get married. Can we get married while we're here? He says, you have a seat. We call you when we're ready. I said, we wait for you. When you're ready, you call us. We'll be over there. Thank you. Bye. So we're sitting there. The kids are playing. They're running around. All of a sudden, we hear, Sarah and Perry, please come in. We walk in. It's the same guy wearing a judge's robe. Only now he's speaking perfect English. Like he took the Rosetta Stone in 20 minutes. And he picks up the book and he's reading. And then he gets to the end, he goes, and now, Sarah, do you take Perry to be your lawfully wedded husband? She goes, I do. And he goes, and Perry, do you take these people to be your family? And I said, yeah, what the hell, I'm here, right? Not a smart thing to do, guys, because women remember every stupid thing we do. Forever! They never forget. Forget an elephant. Women never forget. And you know what they do? They save it up. And they remember every stupid thing you do so they can shove it in your back every time you do something else stupid. Which I'm hearing is about every 12 and a half hours from what I understand. About right? Sounds good? All right. Obviously a woman in a relationship. Yeah, let's see that. That's good. Are you guys in love? Or are you just shacking up? You're in love? And he's just going, shacking up, man. Leave us alone. He's trying to get some. Shut up. No, I can see the way she's leading it. You're getting it tonight. Trust me. And when that moment comes, I want you both to yell my name, all right? Mr. Perry! If you think about me, it'll last a lot longer. Sorry, I don't know where this shit's coming from. This is just the way I am. I have no self-control whatsoever. Yeah. So we did get married. We hit the road. We went on the road. I was doing a gig, as we call it in the business. When you're getting paid, it's called a gig. So we went on the road, and we spent our honeymoon in, and it's a good thing you're sitting down, we spent our honeymoon in Barstow. We didn't even get to Laughlin, let alone Vegas. We were in Barstow. And it is a dump of a town. It's small. It's just a loop. You pull in and the sign says, welcome to, thank you for coming. There's so much inbreeding in Barstow, we met people who are their own parents. We had more teeth than everybody in town put together. Yep. Then we went on the road. We went to move to the South. My wife is from the deep South. Anybody here from the South? Really? Where are you from?
Georgia.
Georgia. And gentlemen, where are you from?
Louisiana.
Where?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. See that? Louisiana. They don't even say the L. They're very relaxed. It's Louisiana, man. Because they got the Mardi Gras. They get messed up for you know, that whole month, and they don't remember shit the rest of the year. Where are you from? Louisiana? Somewhere. But see, I love the Southern accent. That's why I love my wife when we talk on the phone. I love the way Southerners sound, because they enjoy talking. Out here, we're always in a hurry. We got to get the words out. They enjoy it. When they say hello, it's not just hello. They walk up and they go, "Hi! How are you? What's up?" They talk slow. They walk slow, they drive slow, because they know they live in hell and they're probably never getting out. But my wife had a phrase, I'm sure you heard this, whenever she was going somewhere, she'd say, "I'm going over yonder." You ever hear that phrase? Yonder? I've looked at 157 maps, there's no place called yonder. I don't know where the hell she went, but she always came back. So we moved out there. Went to Spartanburg, that's where my wife is from. We lived right across the street from her father. A good old Southern boy named Jimmy. 6'7". Drinks. Surprise! And he had a party on his back property, out on his giant lawn, which was 2 acres, for the whole neighborhood. He had barbecues. He took oil drums, 5 oil drums, cut them in half, and made 10 barbecues. That's how much food he cooked. And then he introduced me, he said, "Hey everybody, come here, come here, come here, hi, 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 come here, come here, come here, come here." And everybody gathered around, there's like 200 people there. And he says, "Hi everybody, I want you to meet somebody." He walks over, puts his arm around my head, because I'm like this tall to him. He goes, "Hey everybody, this is my new son-in-law. His name's Perry. He's a real Jew boy." And the whole bunch of people all did the same thing. They all went.
I do this one.
One actually walks up and he says, "I've never seen one of you before." I said, "Good, I'm leaving this party while I can." This is... So we traveled around the country, and the kids got bigger and bigger. She had 3 kids. They're now 31. They are 29 and they're 25. 31-year-old lives out here, and I don't know, you guys are here. Anybody ever listen to KCAA radio, AM radio, 10:50 in the morning?
Congratulations.
Well, you can listen for me. I do a show with Gary Garver, the guy who used to do the interviews for Howard Stern. I do the show every Thursday and Friday, and we get pretty crazy on there. We had Gloria Allred on there 2 weeks ago. So on the air, I'm asking her, "So what's Bill Cosby like?" And she's going, "I can't talk about it." "No, really, is he cool?" She goes, "I can't talk about it." We get off the air, she gets on the phone, she goes, "What are you, fucking crazy? I can't talk about him, he's an asshole." Oh, it was a surprise. And I actually knew Bill back in the early 80s when I was up in San Francisco. I got to have dinner with a bunch of celebrities once a month, and Bill was one of those people, and he was very nice to me. He used to bring in cigars. I remember one time he put a cigar in my mouth, and well, I think it was a cigar. It's all very gray now. Sorry, I had to slip that one in there. I saw that coming. I said, "Don't say this. Don't." Uh-oh. You going to pee? You going out back? Had enough? Enough of this shit. I'm getting the hell out. That's right. By the way, this is the bathroom. If you do need it, please lock the door, okay? I did this at a restaurant. I walked in the bathroom. They were both, I didn't look at the labels, and I walked in and I was peeing, and a lady walks in and says, "Sir, this is for women only." I said, "Don't yell, so is this." She looked down and says, "I can't see what you're talking about. Save yourself from embarrassment." You guys are great. This is terrific. So I know you guys are drinking. I just want you to know that when you leave tonight, a lot of people will be driving drunk. So please drive as fast as you can. It's much harder from the hitch that way. I myself do not drink. I stopped drinking in 1974.
All right.
And yeah, I figured out I've saved about $350,000. I should be a lot more wealthy than I am now, right? But I'm wealthy in what I do. I'm doing what I love. I got great kids. And I have another one that we're going to be talking about soon. But the thing is, back in 74, I grew up in Philadelphia. Anybody from Philly?
Jersey.
Jersey, that's close. All right.
Very close.
Yeah. Philadelphia and New York are very similar, but people think they're next to each other. They're 93 miles away. And the difference between a New York mobster and a Philadelphia mobster is the way they collect. In New York, when you owe them money, they go, hey, hey, hey. In Philadelphia, they add a little head motion. It becomes, hey, hey. And it turns out we're all afraid of roosters. That's what that is right there. My mother's back in Philadelphia. She's 85 years old, and I believe she's getting dementia. Do we have anybody here with dementia? I just want to know if I can repeat myself in 10 minutes. Yeah, my mother I called her up one time. I say, hi, Mom. She goes, who's this? I said, it's Perry. Perry? I have a son named Perry. Yeah, Mom, this is your son. This is Perry. Oh, great. Who's this? This is Perry. Wait a minute, my son's named Perry. Yeah, Mom, this is Perry. Did you already call me? Mom, this is Perry, I am your son. Oh. Is Perry there? Mom, this is me, I have a brother named Victor. You know Victor too? And this goes on and on forever. So now I just go right to it. I go, Mom, did you eat today? And she goes, let me look in the sink. Because that's the way it is with our little people. When you are living in these senior homes, life means nothing. These people get dementia because they're bored out of their mind. That's the problem. And I always tell them, keep yourselves active. Talk to people. That's important. We lose that ability. And now with cell phones, have you ever seen a teenager or a young person walking down the street? They all look like this. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. You ever see a teenager walk onto a car and do that?
Yeah.
You know, I love doing that. Just stopping and watching them fall across. You gotta have some fun these days. Yeah, but as I said, I am very happy with my family. I got great kids. And listen on Thursday, Fridays, KCAA AM, and it's also on FM. But my wife gave me a big shock about almost 12 years ago. She took me in the bedroom, which was the first shock, and she says, I've got some good news for you. And I really said, really? What did I do? And she says, you did good. I said, what? She says, I'm pregnant. And I looked at her, I said, any idea who the father is? I was 53 years old. I didn't think I had anything left on my body except dust. She says, no, you're the father. I said, really? And she walked out of the room, and I sat there in shock, going, oh my God, I'm going to be a father. I'm in comedy clubs. I'm going to be out every night. And I just was freaking out. And then 5 weeks before the baby was due, my wife was having horrible pain, and that vein in her head was popping out. And took her to the hospital, and the doctor said, Mr. Kurtz, we've got 20 minutes to get the baby out of your wife, or she's going to die. And I looked at him and I said, can you give me 30 minutes to think about that? So they took her in there, they did a cesarean birth, they cut her open. And while he was in there, he's lifting things out, and I'm watching this, and he's lifting stuff out, and he's dropping things in like he lost a watch in a drawer or something. And he's talking to the nurses about renting cars to go to Vegas. No, I got an Enterprise card, it's in my wallet, use that. They took her out, they gave her to me, and I looked in her eyes and I started to cry. I can't believe I got a baby of my own. And you know, those of you that have children, I'm sure you remember when you saw your first child and you looked into their eyes. There is nothing more beautiful in this whole world. It's more beautiful than all the sunsets, all the sunrises, all the roses, all the money in the world. It's more beautiful than any of those things, and I started to cry. And he said, do you want to cut the cord? And I said, is something plugged in? And he says, no, the umbilical cord. And I said, really, you're going to give me scissors? So they gave me these little scissors. Now, I thought the umbilical cord was like this, and it was just going to go stiff. No, it's like steel. I go to cut it, and it keeps sliding out of the scissors. So I'm chasing it around her stomach. I turn around, they're hysterical. They got cameras out. They're calling people. We got another one. They finally came over and held her. Sliced it, took her home, we named her Bella, and now my little baby has grown up to be a beautiful young woman. And I know she's beautiful because when I take her out, women do the same thing. They go, your daughter is so pretty. Your wife must be stunning. Do I get credit for being there? And I'm very proud of my daughter, so I'd like her to stand up. Baby, you want to come up and say hi? Let me show you what I did. This is mine. She's been here listening to dick jokes all night, and it doesn't faze her. This is Bella. Say hi, Bella.
Hi.
That's it. That's all she's doing. She won't do more than that for free. I have to pay her for anything else. But this thing, so you folks know, kids these days are on the internet. They have access to hear everything. There's very little they haven't heard or said. And she says so many funny things. What was the joke you kids said today about the kid in school? Oh, tell them that one about the kid in 8th grade. Listen to this.
One of the kids at my school who's in 8th grade is so stupid they don't know how to pronounce the word pronounce.
Can you imagine that? Doesn't know how to word, what's the word? Pronouns? Pronounce. Oh, I forgot what it is. Anyway, this is my daughter baby. This is my Bella. Best wingman ever. Yeah. And a lot of my friends say, man, you got lucky with that. How'd you come up with such a good-looking kid? Because I'm an average-looking guy. My wife's an average-looking woman. I think God looked down and said, you know what? I've screwed these two enough. And we got my beautiful Bella. Yeah. But she's very happy that I don't drink. I'm glad you guys are drinking. I cannot handle alcohol. And here's what happened. When I grew up in Philadelphia, we used to go to Atlantic City. Right. This was before the casinos. And you go to Atlantic City to hang out. Remember this? Ever hear the song, Under the Boardwalk? I was one of the people that got arrested under the boardwalk many, many times. And we didn't have the casinos, so we would go down there to party and hook up. So I go down there and I'm sitting in a bar and I'm drinking double shots of Southern Comfort chased with a Coke, no ice. See, I'm diabetic now because I have a sweet tooth. Here's how I started. When I was 10 years old, my mother found me laying on the floor of the kitchen drinking chocolate syrup directly from the can. Now I'm diabetic and I take 22 pills a day. But in those days, I was drinking something, drink 2 shots, and a big cowboy trucker sits down next to me and goes, damn, little man like you drinking all that? Think you can drink more, little man? And I said, if you're buying, see, I'm a little guy. I got a Napoleonic complex. You tell me I can't do something, I go, watch me. So I drank it. He gave me 6 more double shots. That's approximately 3/4 of a bottle. Then he got up and left. And I turned into liquid mercury and slowly slid off the stool. Until my face hit the floor. And I'm laying there saying the same thing every drunk man says when he's drunk. I'm drunk as hell. It should be easy to pick up a woman now. Why is it that guys think they're sexy? Because they can mumble and drool at the same time. You walk by, hi, how you doing? I'm sorry. So I go across the street. As I'm crossing the street, I get the drunk stumble against the invisible wall. Have you ever seen that? Where they're walking and they're falling and they fix it and they go. After that, they're fine, they keep going. I go in the bar, I'm trying to get women to dance with me, but they couldn't understand me because I was going, let me fuck you, bitch. Thanks for getting that. I'm glad you figured it out. Well, I wound up in the corner talking to a little black girl. I had her hair teased up. And she was just staring at me. She wasn't responding, just staring at me. And I thought I was doing well for a while. And then I said, she's not talking to me. I wandered out of the club. I crossed the street. I was standing on the end of the dock, looking down at the cold Atlantic Ocean. I was watching the waves come up, and I was crying. Nobody loves me. I don't want to go on anymore. And I stepped off the dock. What I didn't see sticking out 6 feet down was another dock in the dark. I landed on it, smashed my head on a pipe, knocked myself out.
Is that Peter?
Yeah, I woke up in jail the next day. My friend bailed me out. I got a knot on my head the size of a baseball. And we're in his car, and it was $1,000 because I had climbed 2 10-foot chain link fences to get to this dock. I don't remember the fences at all. And I said to him, man, I was pretty drunk last night. He says, yeah, you were told. I said, last thing I remember was talking to a little black girl. He goes, black girl, you're on your knees talking to a bar stool. So if you can handle it, enjoy it. Wine is good for you. It's actually good for your heart, they say. Drink less than 2 gallons a day. Now, once you get to 2 gallons, it starts to taper off. Yeah. Any questions so far?
No questions.
How many people are still here? All right. How many still don't know where you are? All right. Well, I think maybe it's time we do something a little bit musical. So I brought what we call in the business, they would call it an axe. It's actually an instrument. Let me grab that. In the meanwhile, let me point out your wonderful staff. Be generous to them. Tip them heavily. It is New Year's Eve. And right now, I'd like to ask these two people to leave. That's the power I have.
Awesome.
All right, now we're going to kick it out. Anybody see these before? These are called keytars. It's a combination of a guitar and a keyboard. What's great about it is you turn it on, you hit a button, and you're playing rhythm and blues.
They're older and over there now, Pamper, right?
And when you're done with the song, you hit one button.
That's funny.
Is that cool? It's better than a band because number one, you don't have to transport it around other than throw it in your trunk. You don't have to feed it, buy it drinks, or let it use the bathroom. You shove a couple batteries in it, it's happy. So what I want to do with this is I want to close with a song, and I want you guys to help me out. The song is called Louie Louie. Does anybody remember it?
Yes.
Yeah. See, the thing is, nobody remembers the lyrics of the song because when they sang it, they admitted they were drunk off their ass. So when you think of the song, people think of but the lyrics that you get to sing is a Louie Louie. Oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. And, well, I'm just gonna show you what I like to do. That's right. Yeah, I thought I could start out singing, but I figured, what the hell? I figured I'd get up and I'd do a little bit of rapping because, you know, that's something that I do well. Just a couple minutes, there were two people sitting there and two over there by the door. They said, screw this shit, we're getting up, we just can't take it anymore. They got up and they split. You think that I really care? I don't. I'm glad that you people are still sitting right there. Come on, a little, oh, baby, we gotta go now. Ay, 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 oh, baby, we gotta go now. Oh, that's right. Earlier. Yeah, now, earlier we had a man named Peter Chen. He's Asian, so you're probably ready to eat some fruit again. There's a joke that I just had to do. I can't control myself. I just opened myself up for you. And a lot of people say, man, why you always got to talk about the things that you see? I go, it's a lot more fun, especially when there's a couple almost making out right there in front of me. You guys are so close. Go ahead, just give each other a nice kiss. Go ahead, get it out of your system. That's good. All right, no tongues this time. That was really good. I think it's just sweet now. Where did you go? Did you just go pee? I'm just guessing because you came out there. It's what it looks like to me. Was there paper inside? I know it's kind of hard when you don't because you have to run back and forth and air dry. And I know you don't. So, Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. Yep. Now, sometimes I rap really fast about people and what I see, like this guy just turned over there and kissed her, even though I said go ahead and kiss her, it's alright with me. And she took her arm off of him, and now she's sitting there and she's going to lean back. And then the blonde over here, she says she's getting up and she walked right to the back. I guess she's got a phone call, she's going outside because she's going to take it. And you just better be good, man. Don't break it. Oh, Louie Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. Ay, 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 Louie Louie. Whoa, baby. We gotta go now. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna do my big closer. Remember, I am a trained professional. Do not try this at home. Here we go. Oh. My tongue's bleeding. That's funny, isn't it? All right. I can't feel my tongue and I didn't even get to use it. Damn. Last time, come on, Louie, Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. Ay, 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 I said a Louie, Louie. Oh, baby. We gotta go now. Ay, 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 ay. Well, I guess she took the phone call. Looks like things are okay. Everything's all right for tonight. No, it's not going to be all right. Well, things look like it, but they're out of sight. Well, my name's Perry Kurtz. You can look me up at perryfunny.com. You guys have been fun, so please be careful when you're driving home. And have yourselves a good new year and happy 2016. Thank you.
Give it up for Perry Kurtz right there. One of my dearest, oldest friends. When I say all this, it's like because I've known him a long time. It's not because he's 70. You know, give it up for Perry. We're on 64. No, a beautiful man, male stripper for real. He's not kidding with that. Sorry, Bella. You had to hear that. You had to hear that. That's like, we're doing that stuff, huh?